And all of a sudden, there's that attention. There were 30 persons in that meeting, a big meeting room. And I was like, "Abhi kya hoga? I don't know." But
Hi everyone, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel Merchant Navy Decoded. मेरे साथ है Captain Gaurav Rana. He will guide us today, especially to all the deck officers, second officer, third officer, captain, chief officer, for a smooth transition into consulting, ship to shore. So let's just start. But my first question that I'll start with is consulting in what? You're talking about in core shipping, outside core shipping, or completely outside shipping. And then we'll get into a little about the salary packages, from where you start, what are the challenges, and how much is the growth. Please go ahead.
So again, outside shipping, the persons who get over the cream de la cream in a top MBA colleges, they get into consulting. McKinsey, Bain, and those companies, and it's a very, very tough life over there. My first short job was in consulting. I worked for British Maritime Technology. It was into ports consulting, right? So consulting is generally will be outside shipping, because in shipping the typical consulting is you go on board as a vetting inspector. It's essentially consulting only, right? But it's a different notation to it. But typically what I'm going to talk about is more in terms of logistics, more in terms of ports consultancy. So for example, and this is not in core shipping, this will be outside core shipping. So for example, when I joined this company, there are so many ports which are being built up, right? So my key role initially was checking for the turning circle, the maneuverability of a vessel, advise whether if a port is being built, the kind of approach channel they have, whether it's appropriate, the size of it, the direction of it, the turning circle, where should it turn, how should it turn. So that's how I started my consulting career. Then I also consulted on mooring analysis. So basically, how many mooring ropes should be there? What should be the strength of the bollards which are there? Then I moved into business consulting. So when I say business consulting, it could start from feasibility study. So feasibility study is if you are building a port in Maharashtra, in say Ratnagiri, near Ratnagiri, will it be feasible? So you start with feasibility study, which will include say traffic studies as well. So by traffic studies mean that how much cargo can come through. Then you get into project reports. Then you get into implementation. So I kind of in 4.5 years over there, I kind of did a lot of these consulting projects. One which was very close to my heart is Vidinium, which is just the first ship came after 10 years. So the gestation period is very high, but it's a beautiful role. You have to research a lot. You have to be well spoken. You have to make sense when you are talking. There should be a lot of respect, because remember, the companies are paying you for your knowledge, for your expertise. They are not paying you for a product which you are giving. So it's all because of your intellect, which companies will pay you for. So there are not many opportunities within the consulting space, but these opportunities are increasing because the number of ports which are being built is increasing. The consulting nowadays is also in IT companies. So what they do is, if an IT company is looking to build on a certain software and they need say a chief engineer, right, or a master mariner, they probably can't afford them. So what they'll do is that you do whatever you're doing, but consult with us elsewhere, right, at a certain package. So that's how the consulting industry works.
Sir, how much is generally a package that starts with? Again, not generalizing too much, but still, and I hope growth is too high. I can feel that, but still.
Yeah. Again, if you are starting in a consulting with a typical just sailing background, it may not be very high. It will probably be now about 25, 28 lakhs. But if you're 2 years into consulting, then it will absolutely jump to 40, 45, right? And the only thing with consulting is that you'll become a senior consultant, you'll become a principal consultant, you'll become a partner, you'll become all of those things. The level of consulting, the number of projects, the quality of projects will change, but at the end of the day, your core will be consulting only, right? Um, um, it may not be so good for persons who are into operations. कि मतलब उनको एक्शन चाहिए, यार आज कुछ रिपेयरिंग करी, आज कार्गो वो किया, तो ये वो वाला रोल नहीं है। यहाँ पे आपको डेस्कटॉप पे बैठे रहना है, आपको सोचना है, आपको रिपोर्ट्स बनानी है, मतलब आपको प्रेजेंटेशंस बनानी है। सो ऑल ऑफ दोस दैट थिंग हैपेंस, बट इफ यू आर वांटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ एक्शन, फील्ड एक्शन मे नॉट बी फॉर यू।
Okay, now there are two personal questions from my end. So first question is, how difficult was it for you? See, you did your cleared your GMAT and got through IIM Ahmedabad and got into consulting. How difficult was it for you to get into consulting from being a captain on board ship? Because as a captain, you maneuver, I understand. But then telling how much with the safe working load, how many bollards and everything. So, Jai Mata Di, sir, would have
it was very, very difficult, honestly, and I was master for only a year. What happened is I went for about a 2 month training in UK. Wherein I trained with senior persons in the usage of software. Also, for this particular thing, we also hired consultant. We hired very senior pilots. So I used to prepare a report, the initial 3-4 months. Then I used to get it vetted by a very senior pilot, and then we used to make it forward. But then later on, once the transition happened, then I used to probably, without any vetting, I used to take it forward. So it wasn't easy. I remember at one of the meetings, I was 3 months in the job, and my Deputy MD took me to the meeting in a very big company, and he said he's our expert in this thing, and over to him. And all of a sudden, there's that attention. There were 30 persons in that meeting, a big meeting room, and I was like, "Abhi kya hoga? I don't know." But somehow, you just pass through, and those experiences teach you a lot.
So, Deputy MD, was he a mariner or you were the mariner?
I was the only mariner in the company.
That's why you were called the expert, sir. So that expertise come into play. Jhaji to ye hai, so he's going to do this thing. और मुझे लगता है कि सर एज अ शिपी व्हेन यू आर ऑन शिप एज इवन एज अ कैप्टन 30 लोगों 30 लोगों यस चैलेंज इज इंटेलेक्ट पार्ट कि व्हाट यू आर टॉकिंग इज मेक बिकॉज देयर आर पीपल हु आर स्मार्टर देन अस इन द रूम एंड देन वी आर बीइंग जज्ड एज वेल. So that is why I don't be in a room where very smart people are sitting, because I know I'm not going to pass the test ever.
Come on.
So next question, sir, again a personal one. Why did you quit consulting? This is because consulting has been very close to you. So this question will answer a lot of doubts if there are in any mariner's mind out here.
Alright. ये बोर हो गया था मैं. Simple thing. So already 4 years I was enjoying it, but for me, it was getting similar kind of project, similar this thing. वो ports की consulting कर रहा था. अभी I wanted to do something else. So that was one part. Second was मैं मतलब अनपढ़ था, मैंने कुछ पढ़ाई करी नहीं थी. I wanted to do my MBA, and that was in my mind for quite some time. So I took a 6-8 month break. That's when I started my company, and that's when I was preparing for GMAT, and so that's essentially what I.
Okay. I did not know this. I thought you, after clearing your GMAT, you got into consulting. So it was before that.
No, this was straight from my ship. My first shore job was into consulting. Then after MBA, I went to IBM. So that was a different.
Okay. So I'm not asking your package, but generally a package of a captain, if he gets straight away into consulting, is how much? Approximation.
Yeah, I did 13 years back. At that time, I don't mind telling, I was started with 18 lakhs. Honestly, I'm sure अभी तो वो 28-30 क्या ज़्यादा भी हो. But I honestly I didn't even negotiate my package as far as I remember, because
we are not good at negotiating, because we do not learn negotiating in shipping world. Salary इतनी है, इतनी fix है, इतनी मिलेगी. जय माता दी.
Correct.
Thank you very much for the insight, Captain Rana, and thanks for sharing your salary, because I was very uncomfortable asking. कोई पूछता नहीं ना salary कितनी है, तो thanks for telling. Thank you very much. Thank you, Captain Rana. Hi, if you are a marine engineer or a deck officer who is looking to quit sailing, I think so that this video has been of some help. And if you want all details of how to successfully transition from ship to shore for deck side or for engine side, then we have made this complete course free of cost, informative course for you guys on Merchant Navy Decoded. The link is in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. So if you're a marine engineer, you have a different section, different course, and if you're a deck officer, there's a different course for you for successfully transitioning from ship to shore. So please go ahead, do that course, get all the information. If you've got any query, contact Team Merchant Navy Decoded. We will help you, guide you to make welcome changes and become successful. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di.